Hey folks, you know that time when someone told you something and a few minutes later you forgot the whole thing? Or worse, after hours of learning vocabulary for a test, the next day you simply forgot everything? Today we'll show you useful tips that can help you remember quicker and better than everyone else. Let's go. On average, we forget 50% of what we've learned or experienced after 1 hour. Then what we know after an hour, we for the most part keep in our heads for a little bit of time. This chart shows the curve of forgetting all relatively clearly. There are basically two ways to learn. The first way is to learn in short term, so the storage of information in short-term memory, and the second way is to learn long term. You probably already think you use this method to store information in long-term memory. Let's start with short-term learning. To quickly learn things you might have forgotten for a test, for example, you can apply the following technique. After you think you've learned something, you should repeat it again and again until you've completely worn it out. Then, the second repetition should take place after 15 to 20 minutes. Then, a third repetition after 6 to 8 hours, and a fourth repetition after 24. Now you should be able to keep these things in your head for a few days. Now let's get to the long term. Do you want to keep and remember those things for a little bit longer? This technique will take you a little bit further. Here too, you should immediately repeat the whole process again right after learning. The second repetition should then take place after 20 to 30 minutes, the third after 1 day, and finally the fourth and fifth repetitions after 2 to 3 weeks and 2 to 3 months respectively. With these two methods, you should already feel relatively more well prepared for learning. As a bonus, however, we now have 3 other little tricks that can help you memorize things better. Number 3. Try to understand what you are learning and why. Things you find useful and exciting can be impressed upon you up to 9 times faster. Number 2. Learn opposite things. In language, for example, that would mean the words day and night. Do you think of day and then immediately think of night? Vice versa. And finally, number 1. If you have to remember more complex things, then maybe learn them using a story such as this. A small rabbit once subscribed to a channel and always gave them a thumbs up. He then clicked on the video above about 5 children who could remember their past lives. At the end, the rabbit lived happily ever after in a beautiful forest. Until next time, bye!